Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you're doing well. I'm doing pretty good. It's late on Monday night, and I found out there's some patch notes going on. That's right. If you're not aware, Battlefield 5 is going to have a very large update coming, and there are a ton of changes. And I mean, there's like little bitty things here and there, but I picked out the top 10 things that I think you should know about. As soon as this sucker goes live, I'm going to have it downloaded and we're going to see what happens. But here are the, like I said, here are the top 10 things that I think are important to me, and I hope they're important to you. So here we go. Number 10. General audio improvements. Tweak the stereo output configuration to deliver more balanced and reliable down mix from native sound mix, with increased low frequency response and improved clarity for sound behind and outside of the player's visual perspective. So after playing a few rounds this morning, I've noticed that, yeah, it sounds great. Sounds kind of like the same. I don't know. Maybe there's a difference in how things sound, but I think I could hear enemy footsteps a little bit easier. So yeah, I think it sounds pretty good. Number 9. Reduce the overheat and adjust the explosive damage of the AA for consistent hit damage against bombers and fighters. Players should now get consistent damage against all aircraft types, and the AA can now destroy an aircraft flying directly at it without it overheating. Aircraft will need to be crafty to dodge and evade stationary anti-air guns rather than simply absorbing the damage as they could do previously. Number 8. Flares last longer. Flare gun radius and TTL rebalance. In general, flares last longer, and vehicle flares cover larger areas. So be aware of that. The flares will last a lot longer, so we'll need to shoot those out of the air as quickly as possible. Number 7. The Swami reduced recoil. The Swami saw another small adjustment to its recoil to better position it against the M1928A1. Reduced vertical recoil from 0.72 to 0.69. Reduced recoil pattern slightly. So yeah, if you like the Swami, this is going to be good news for you because it just got a little easier to control. Yeah, I got a little bit of time with the new Swami. Yeah, recoil has definitely been reduced, and yeah, it's going to be a beast to reckon with. I also was playing with the new Type 100 more than anything else, and yeah, I like that gun a lot. That's probably going to be a new medic favorite for me. Number 6. The Lewis gun has been made a bit less accurate in sustained fire to separate it more from the Bren. Not by much, by the way. Increased horizontal recoil from 0.45 to 0.48. So they've reduced the accuracy from it, and they've increased the horizontal recoil. Yeah, I thought it felt pretty good. It didn't have as much as control as it used to have, but I think if you play with it quite a bit, after maybe a round or two, you'll get used to it if you still like the Lewis gun. Otherwise, you've always got the Madsen. Number 5. Fixed an issue that often made fully automatic and burst fire weapons much less accurate and predictable than intended when burst firing. Since the M1935PG has been heavily affected by this, its horizontal recoil has been increased to offset the drastic increase of accuracy when burst firing. Increase horizontal recoil from 0.3 to 0.375 and from 0.225 to 0.3 when using the ported barrel specialization on the M1935PG. Number 4. Operation Underground performance optimizations to improve the overall frame rate. Yeah, I jumped on this morning into an Operation Underground, and yeah, there's quite a bit of difference. It looks better, but it's still not going to be as smooth as some of the other maps because it's just a condensed area, and yeah, so anyway, it looks a lot better. Number 3. Fortification Improvements. Building speed significantly increased. You're no longer able to build objects through walls and other static objects. The fortification UI in the middle of the screen will no longer show at very long distances, or it will only show when you are actually in range to build. And I have to say, the building fortification thing is a huge change because it takes you a split second to build now, but you do have to be right next to it in order for it to build. For a support player, it'll be instantaneous, and now for everybody else, you build like the old version of the support player. Number 2, Third-person tank cam redesigned. That's right, they have done an overhaul on the third-person view from a tank. So the tank turret aiming when using the third-person camera has been completely redesigned. The turret should now attempt to aim directly where you are looking. The UI should now accurately reflect where the weapon is aiming. If the weapon cannot physically shoot where you are aiming because of objects in the environment, the UI should clearly reflect this. First-person aiming is not affected by any of these changes. And last but not least, the #1 fix in Update 5.0. Players will no longer get kicked out of the customization screen when the pre-round ends and the round starts. Give it up for them. Let's go. Well, those are the top 10 that I thought were interesting, but side note, you can inspect your weapon now. That's real easy to do. You can just pull up your Rose and hit your reload button to inspect your weapon. A couple others here real quick. You can also pick up and revive players that are underwater now. That's kind of cool because there are certain areas where people get underwater and you couldn't revive them. Now you can. So if you're underwater, just hold on. Medics can pick you up. Also, if you are someone who likes to use your slide button or crouch button as your right analog stick, so you double tap your analog stick and you slide, well, it has been defaulted back to circle, so you'll have to go into your customizations and actually apply your right analog stick to double tap to slide again. So just be aware of that. All right, guys, well, thank you so much for watching. As always, I do appreciate it. If this helped you out in any way, please hit that like button and subscribe. If it didn't, hit that like button and subscribe. All right, until next time, take care. Bye-bye.